Sorry, may you please take your seat in order to start? Thank you. Η δική μου πρέπει. So let's continue with the.
Could you please take your seat? Also, please call the colleagues to come in because this is a very important presentation.
Τώρα, θα με πω. Να. Thank you all once again. Let us start with the presentation about the user engagement in energy refurbishment of public buildings. So I guess you remember the slide that I showed to you previously. And so now I will go further with the analysis of the users and public trainings that have been mentioned. More specifically, I will present you what green building did for the building user engagement and some tips that have been recorded for the building use. So I remind you that first we collected 609 questionnaires filled in by the building users. But what is our plan, full plan for the engagement of building users? First of all, we involved building users from the pre-innovation stage when we developed the energy studies with the survey that I mentioned. One survey has been conducted per pilot country. In their vast majority, they agree that sharing the amount of energy consumption with employees is important for saving energy. During the renovation phase, we produced 2 videos on what to do to reduce energy consumption in office buildings where they work and the role of tools for the energy monitoring in the energy consumption reduction. And we informed users on the renovation action. Finally, since our goal is to enhance and promote an ecological use of public buildings, abiding by their traditional use and social role in the community, 6 trainings are taking place after the renovation action in the post-renovation phase. So what can we do to reduce energy consumption in the office building? While the energy saving potentials remain large in all sectors, there is a particular challenge related to buildings since the Mediterranean building stock has a poor energy performance. Addressing the structural shortcomings of the public building sector, given its substantial contribution to greenhouse gas emissions and energy consumption, is a stepping stone towards the achievement of the climatic goals. But why you should care? First of all, building energy performance is depending also on occupants' energy behavior. All the occupants of the buildings, namely building owners and managers, permanent staff, seasonal staff, part-time staff, technicians, visitors, and general public can join to help reduce of the energy consumption in the office building. First of all, we will start with the office heating and cooling. You should be surprised, but please dress for the reason in the building you work. I'm not joking, wear lighter clothes in the summer and warmer clothes in the winter, and wear layers so you can dress up and down accordingly. This will increase also the performance at your work. Secondly, control the temperature. Controlling the room temperature is crucial at saving money on your energy bill. So put your office to 25 degrees in summer and keep your office to 20 in the winter. Extra info. Every 1 degree increase, the thermostat setting in the winter will use 10% more energy. Every 1 degree decrease in summer will use 10% more energy. Third one is to keep doors and windows closed when heating your office. In this way, heat doesn't escape but open doors and windows when it's warm to minimize the air conditioning to prevent the room from getting hot. Fourth, this is why you can repair any damage. The fault and gaps around walls, windows, doors, and skylights should be fixed. Then you should use an energy management system. This will indicate your optimal time for your air conditioning. Then you should perform an annual maintenance. Change or clean the filters of the unit regularly. The more you use the unit, the more air and particles are being through the system. So change or clean the unit filters every month during peak cooling or heating. Lastly, use pumps and measure performance. Regarding the office lighting, use energy efficient light bulbs. LED use 90% less energy than other light bulbs. Turn off the lights when not needed. Ensure a decreased light level. For lighting is super potential, but automatically turn lights on or off depending on perspective. Exactly. Two switch options, especially when a room is not occupied for like 3 rooms of the so if you have a good day, you can use the natural day. And finally, use focus light. If you don't need to light the whole room, just light the areas you're working. Regarding the office equipment, some tips is to use laptops instead of desktop. Laptops typically consume less energy compared to desktop, so typically this can save 80 to 90% of the electrical bill. Switch of all three counters, microwave, air conditioner, coffee machines during weekend performance. Replace your old devices with new energy efficient device. Cost more in advance, but the life cycle cost is really better. So this is one of the choose and ink the printer instead of the laser printer, which will 90% less expensive. Use energy saving settings if applicable as typical before in your own equipment. Set up and maintain a schedule. Well-maintained equipment is more efficient and lasts longer. And of course, go paper. Now we can click and see one of the videos we produced within regarding to the role of Facebook for energy monitoring the energy something that
The role of e-tool for energy monitoring in the energy consumption reduction. 10 benefits of energy monitoring of the public buildings. 1. Allows access to building users to monitor energy flows and energy consumption. All these energy consumption components are available online through the e-tool application. 2. Allows access to the demand and supply of energy when using renewable energy sources. 3. Urges building users to comply with recommendations for reducing energy consumption. 4. Allows the identification of the energy risks and opportunities. 5. Leads to reduced energy consumption and energy costs. 6. Minimizes maintenance and repair costs. 7. Improves comfort levels for building users. 8. The visualization of comparison analysis through charts allows the certification and validation of savings in an objective way and make the energy management process even more comprehensible to the building users. 9. Drive carbon emissions reduction through decreased energy and contribute to ambitious climate targets. 10. Contribute to the decision-making process for the energy interventions measures in the building. Extra tips. Don't keep the information for yourself. Focus on a bottom-up approach. 1. Communicate, monitor the energy use and communicate the achievements to staff by using newsletters or website. If you've reduced your energy consumption, find a way to support the staff and encourage them to keep trying. 2. Set realistic targets. If they are achieved, make sure everyone knows and provide rewards. 3. Run competitions and offer awards. Nothing inspires action quite like a little competition and incentive. Launch an energy-saving competition to encourage employees to reduce their consumption. You may offer the winners a prize or a day off.
so this was one of the videos that we produced. So we should insist on the last word. Communicate, set realistic goals, target, and run competitions to offer awards with the biggest use. Nothing inspires more but some these kind of competitions in order to give them a motivation to be less energy consuming. So that is all from my side regarding the user engagement in all the renovation process of the three pilot buildings and green buildings. So we would like to welcome to the podium Alexia Larica, Deputy CEO of Energy Services Unit Partnership Company, and then Mr. Vasilis Iliadis from the same company. Ξεκινώντας, η εταιρεία ιδρύθηκε το Σεπτέμβρη του 2017. Η μέτοχή μας είναι το 51% Attica Glinesco Ike και το 49% η Αμάλφη Ενεργειακή ΑΕ. Αποτελούμαστε από 15 άτομα προσωπικό και η έδρα μας είναι ο Μύρο 8 Αθήνα. Οι υπηρεσίες που παρέχει η Glinesco αφορούν εξοικονόμηση ενέργειας μέσω αντικατάστασης δικτύων LED, ενεργειακές αναβαθμίσεις εταιρείων, ανάπτυξη έργων ΑΠΕ, μελέτες, εξαρτητήσεις, ενεργειακές μελέτες, smart energy monitoring and management και ειδικότερα συστήματα τηλεπιτήρησης και διαχείρισης, εκπόνηση τεχνοοικονομικών μελετών, συμβουλευτικές υπηρεσίες και κυρίως ασχολούμαστε με δημόσιους διαγωνισμούς. Έχουμε αποκτήσει κάποιες πιστοποιήσεις ISO, την 9001, την 27001, 50.001 και όσες βλέπετε εδώ. Ο κύκλος εργασιών μας ξεκίνησε το 2018 με 90.000 ευρώ κατά, το 2019 370.323 και 17, 2020 626.000, 2021 1.327.388, το 2022 με 1.668 και κλείνοντας το 2023 είναι υπολογισμένα 5 εκατομμύρια. Started with the budget in 2018, with 90,000 euros and so all the projects until now, in 2023, were the released 5 million συνεργασίες που έχει τη UNESCO είναι η Summit, CTC, Ameresco, Huawei, το Γεωργικό Πλούσιο και Future Intelligence. Έχουμε συμμαχίες και συνεργίες, ΚΑΠΕΚ, Μιλητήριο Ελληνοαμερικάνικων Γερμανικών Κυκλάδων, η DAP Nation, Εθνικό Στεσκοπείο, Δίκτυο Αηφόρων Νησιών και Υπουργεία Αναθλητικής Ενέργειας. Υπάρχουν, όπως βλέπετε, κάποια προγράμματα τα οποία σε κάποια αφορούν τώρα και κάποια μελλοντικά. So they have strategic cooperations, they have synergies and cooperation with many national bodies, many big companies like Huawei, and they have granted in the final forum, let's say the green one, dark green one, which is it, the European project that they are taking part. Τα ισχυρά σημεία της εταιρείας είναι ότι η δραστηριοποίησή της σε δυναμικό κλάδο, ταχαίως αναπτυσσόμενη εταιρεία, είναι πλήρως εξοπλισμένη στην εμπειρία των διαγωνισμών, στις υπηρεσίες ΕΣΚΟ, έχει εμπειρία σε έργα net metering, έμπειρο και κατευθυνμένο προσωπικό και σημαντικές συνεργασίες και συναψίες. It's a growing company. This is developed continuously. They have services, they have magnetic operation, many gases. They were involved in nanometric process, and they have dynamic and really active personnel.
Εδώ βλέπετε κάποιους από τους πελάτες μας.
Here we can see some of the planets that are big authorities, Greece and international.
Κυριότερα πρόσφατα έργα είναι τα 3Β Δήμος Βάρη Πυλαβιαρμένη, που έγινε ενεργειακή αναβάθμιση προσωπικών δημοτικών κτηρίων, με προϋπολογισμό 970.000.
So this is one of the main recent projects they had. It is about the energy renovation of 28 public buildings. The total amount of money that for this action was about 1 million.
Εδώ είναι η ΕΙΒΑΠ, που έγινε προμήθεια για κατάσταση του εξωτερικού χώρου, που έχει προϋπολογισμό 800.000.
This is a project for the water company Greece, and it's about the supply of thermal light.
Ο Δήμος Χίου, προμήθεια για κατάσταση των κτηριακών ταξικών, προϋπολογισμό 397.000.
How similar actions like the ones that the company has before, including the factor.
Δήμος Οροπού, που έγινε αναβάθμιση υπέρ του ποδοσφαίρου, με προϋπολογισμό 175.000. Τα κυριότερα έργα που έχουμε τώρα σε εξέλιξη είναι Δήμος Ογιάς, που έγινε προμήθεια για κατάσταση των φωτοβολταϊκών σταθμών. Η ΔΕΙΑ Κοζάνης, προμήθεια και κατάσταση επίσης των φωτοβολταϊκών σταθμών 1 ΜΒ και 1.500 kW. Δήμος Φιλής, προμήθεια και κατάσταση φωτοβολταϊκών 500 kW. Και δημοσίου αναβάθμιση δημοτικού φωτισμού παραλιακών μετώπων.
Now you can see all of the projects have progress. It is about three of them about the time line station. Recent the last one is about the replacement of big area of
Τώρα θα σας παρουσιάσουμε τον κύριο Ηλιάδη, θα σας μιλήσει για το δικητήριο Σπάρτης, που έχουμε έρθει.
Yes, so we will now perform thank you, Alexia, with Mr. Iliadis, who will tell us what he said about the different factors in the regional review of Patagonia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vasilis Iliadis. I represent UNESCO. We are the company that carried out all these refurbishment actions that have taken place in this building. So,
Mr. Iliadis,
yes. Right. First of all, I have to apologize for the misunderstanding that we had, because we didn't know that the presentation was going to be in English, and we were prepared to carry out this presentation in Greek. So anyway, I tried doing my best. No problem. I forgive you. Right. Well, everyone who works makes mistakes. If you don't work, you don't make mistakes. Okay, that's for sure. So this is the building that we're talking about. This building that has a total area of around 9,000 square meters. It operates around about 12 months a year, 5 days a week, 10 hours per day. And what we had to do, we had to carry out all these measures that you attended in the previous presentations regarding substitutions of lights, the substitution of lights by LED systems, installing a photovoltaic park of 100 kilowatts, and installing a system of a building energy management system as well. So these are the three basic actions that we took, that we carried out in this building. So what we actually did, we replaced almost 1,400 bulbs, lights all over the place, and we also believe that we are going to save about 50% of the total energy consumed in energy light. What else we did? We removed all these old bulbs that were existing for recycling. The second basic step that we proceed to was to install on the roof of the building 100 kilowatt solar system of by monocrystalline silicon panels. As I said, it's about 99.64 kilowatts. And that's it's making, I would say, saving of about 250. The production is 150,000 kilowatt hours. So this is the amount of saving that we have to balance with our consumption, with the consumption of the building. So the total estimated capacity is, because we just finished the works about 10 days ago. We haven't calculated it yet accurately, but we believe that, and we are estimating that the energy saving is going to be at the amount of 150,000 kilowatt hours. So, installing the system, what we did, we avoided 130 tons of carbon dioxide emission. Moving on to the decarbonization era. The other thing we did was to install a system that controls all these lights and somehow we save energy. How? By turning on the lights after some time, or turning on and off at any dates and time that we need, and all these are carried out using vocal numbers. We can put all sorts of orders that we need in this system. It carries out this type of saving using this late how you say, technology system. Right. I don't know whether, I think I'm finished. Okay. I don't know if you need to ask any questions regarding what we've done in this place, but I think that you are all available to go up and see what we have done. Any questions? You either defeat everything or you defeat nothing. So there's no question. Some of the artillery stops, probably you can do it.
For us, have the chance basically
Okay,
to do their qualifications again.
all right.
So
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
make here, traveling to market work, done some hours. And let us Victor Otarati, the mayor of the town of Lebanon. That's a few words about the green building.
Yes, good morning to all. As you might know, Muqtara municipality did not benefit of any pilot project, for refurbishing the buildings, because we joined a little bit late. However, we have succeeded in making some modification on the budget, and we hope to install 2 small solar power system for the municipality buildings. Anyway, green building was a very challenging project. We have succeeded in having a detailed study on street lighting and a general view of the village of Mukhtara, as well as we had another study that will allow us to submit for future projects in CCAP or other things. Also, we have achieved a near zero energy building manual that we have sent to Marina, and hopefully she will send it to the partners in order to put their remarks, if any. That's it for us. We hope that within the next month we will finish all. We ask the region of Peloponnese to continue their support in order to finish the final report and solve some issues with the NIS. Thank you for all.
Now, if you want, Mr. Stefanidis, because we need to change laptops for public presentation, if you want to make a presentation regarding the foundations for future directions, and then Fadi will go in detail with the next programming, the next program. Fadi will make a presentation about the next program. The technical issues, and we will move on.
Okay, thank you, Marina. So I will have very brief presentation on the next EU program, which would be seconded after the end of ENI for the period 2021 to 2027, with more or less the same priority objectives. Okay, so we will see, and you will notice that green energy and circular economy are on the top of the priority. So let me go further with this Interreg next match. So I'm sure that the managing authority now is in phase of preparing the code, the first code for the standard project. So in this the new program, there will be standard project and there will be a green energy project, capitalization, and what we call consolidated. Consolidated. It is the fourth. It will come after the three. It is like in the case of ENI, we started with the standard, then we passed to the strategic, and under priority 4.3, you remember that SOLE is a strategic project, while the two capitalization projects are sustainable cities with Generalitat Catalonia, and also CCAP for SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, with the Metropole Nice in France. Let me go further. So next night will be the third step of a mega program of the EU after ENPI, ENI, and now we are in the preparation phase of launching the call for Interreg next month. So it is an ambitious program of the European Union with more budget given to projects. So there will be an increase of more or less 30 million. So this means more space for more partners, more projects, and we have in the next med 15 countries, not 13. So 15 means to the already existing 13 countries, we have Turkey and Algeria. So the two new countries in next med are Algeria and Turkey. And we had the kickoff meeting for the national authorities in Cagliari, in Italy, in Sardinia, on 13-14 March last. So you see, the ambition of the Next Med program is to contribute to a smart Mediterranean, sustainable and equal development. So this is, let's say, the vision. And you will see for the smart Mediterranean, there is a place probably for the first time under this mega program for research and innovation. You remember, Marina, that for research and innovation, there is still ongoing a program called the PRIMA. And the PRIMA is for enhancing research and innovation. But in the current Interreg, there will be a place for research and innovation. So this is the 15 Mediterranean countries, plus 13 on ENI, plus 30 and Algeria. So you can see that all Greece is considered eligible area. So from south east to western Macedonia, right, in the upper part of the country. So this is what is included in the next map. And of course, there will be an agreement with the European Union before getting to. They have to sign the agreement with the European Union, with the European Commission. So the budget will be somehow 253 million of euros, with always a part given to technical assistance. You know, we have been playing the role of the Joint Technical Secretariat. My role was to follow priority 4.3 and 4.2. So 4.3 is on renewable energy, and 4.2 is on the management of organic fraction of municipal solid waste. So this is very important. So with 90% funding deriving from the European Union, and 10% is the partner. It is the same, 90-10. So 90 coming from the European Union, and 10 should be derived by the country itself. And here it's very important. I would like you to focus on this slide, because we are using for the first time priority objective. So for priority objective 1, a more competitive and smarter Mediterranean, subdivided into 2 sub-priorities. The first is enhancing sustainable growth and competitiveness of small, medium enterprises and contribution to job creation. And the second, developing and enhancing research and innovation. And that is very important. I'd like to tell you that with an institution in Athens called CERT, it is CERTH, they are specialized in water depollution. We also launched a proposal within the PRIMA. It is based on a mobile vehicle to depollute some water coming from industrial, especially with emphasis on food process. So this is, for example, in Argolides or in another region of the Peloponnese, it can be the case because there are cooperatives and industry working on food processing, especially in the citrus sector. The second priority objective is greener low carbon emission. So this is what we call zero carbon economy and resilience. Resilience to what? Resilience to climate change. You have seen what happened in Volos and in the Thessaly region of Greece. So no one can deny now the effect of climate change. So we have very long sunny days, and just after we have heavy rain, intensive rain, and fall of hail. Whenever you see a hail occurring in September or in late April, May, this is a consequence of climate change, because climate change has eight symptoms. And I hope that in another occasion, we will talk about these 8 symptoms or 8 features of climate change. But hail occurrence is one of them. Heavy rain is one. And you all know that in Thessaly, in one day, they had 700 millimeters of water in one day. And the height of water was about 10 meters in some places. So this is really scary. So under priority objective 2, there are 4 sub-priorities. Water is always water management in terms of water quality and water quantity, and energy efficiency, what we call the REEE, efficiency, refurbishment, etc., and climate change adaptation. And here I want to say that there is a role for civil society in adapting to climate change, because we shall not wait for the mitigation. Mitigation means state intervention, the governmental intervention, mitigating the emission of CO2. But also, we as humans, we can contribute to reducing and to adapting costs. So this is very important in terms of climate change and for the transition to circular and the resource. So this is what we call the circular economy. And I was telling some participants that in one project based on the transformation of the organic component of municipal waste using the vehicle or the machine used for construction. So we did a kind of solar energy, solar power fed system, and they can get at the end a product which is an added value to agriculture. Because especially in Greece, in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Palestine, in all the eastern, southern, and in some also northern shores of the Mediterranean, the organic component is very low. In Tunisia, the same. So we need to make sure that this organic and 50% of the waste produced by our society are of organic matter or organic origin. Then we have the more social and inclusive Mediterranean. So this is priority objective 3, subdivided into 2 sub-priorities. The first on inclusive and quality services in education, training, and learning. So this is to cope with the Millennium Goals. You know that in the Millennium Goals, the first goal is education. And the 7th goal is water. So education is the first Millennium Goal. And here to cope with the objective of the Millennium Goal. And in the second, we have equal access to health care and fostering resilience of health system. So this came after the spread of COVID-19. And we have to be sure that our health care system in the Mediterranean are resilient, because we all witnessed the shortage of services during COVID, and this was very drastic in some cases, like also in Italy, for example. And so this is a new sub-priority. And the other one, so a better cooperation government, based on government, with a small budget, only 17 million of euros, just to enhance the governance. We need governance in waste management, municipal waste management, in water, in energy. So everything is based on governance. For that reason, this consolidated call will take from this governance, especially them.
Analysis. Usually equal access to healthcare. Give us more information about this. What is the objective? What do we want to achieve?
You mean under priority objective 2?
Objective 3.
3.
The
Yes.
second. The second.
Yes. It is the healthcare. With green building, the pilot building was a hospital, right, in Tunisia. So this is the kind to enhance or to reinforce or to strengthen the healthcare. In my opinion, and what I've learned about this sub-priority from the kick-off meetings in Cagliari on 13-14 March last, so it is a kind to adapt and to be more resilient in face of pandemic, because COVID-19 was drastic in some cases. It was the consequences were not, let's say, estimated in a normal way, and for that reason, it is written as a new, and this is good because maybe institution of the Ministry of Health, of Public Health, can make also good use, because for the time being and during COVID, all health services in the countries made a stock of use of WHO, the World Health Organization. So this is the kind of contribution to the effort led by WHO and the UN agencies, and to be prepared or to create a preparedness plan for any kind of pandemic or
In terms of infrastructure or in terms of services, doctors and nurses?
yes. So really, we are mainly thematic based or focused on priority 2, but of course we will make any kind of information dissemination about this new, because it is indicated as a new with a budget of 24 million. So this can be the case of at least 15, for example, 10 to 15 projects based on healthcare and health services. But for the time being, I think we will, and you will hear about this from the national authorities on how to involve the health services in the country. But it is a new one, but of course, if we will get more information on it, we will share it. That's for sure. So these are the 3 priority objectives and 9 specific objectives. So at a glance, let's say. So because in the time here, let me see that this is priority objective 1 with the share of budget, 29%. Greener Mediterranean is 42%. So you have to be ready. Urban and just municipality. So in my opinion, there should be green building too. A kind of green building too. Because in green building 1, you did the first step toward a greener energy. And that's good. And also with the solar, a project implemented in Jordan, in Madaba, with the installation of photovoltaic PV panels, students told us we are warm because of solar. You see, that's what a good witness. Because winter in Jordan is very harsh, especially in the southern part of Amman. So we need to go further with the installation of greener energy and reduce dependency on fossil energy. So that's our, especially, that after the war, the current war, how much Europe is suffering from a shortage of energy. So relying on renewable, friendly, green, whatever you want to call it, it will be a solution an option for human social use. So you see, 29% for smarter Mediterranean, 42% for greener Mediterranean, 21% for social inclusion, and 8% for governance. And this is very important because we need governance not only at the public, but also at the level of water user association. What we have seen with Dr. Dimitri a couple of days ago in Argolides, so there is an association trying to make an equitable distribution of water to farmers based on a wide irrigation model. When we say for an irrigation or for water specialists, it is an irrigation model between 0.5 and 1 liter per second per hectare. So we have to be within the wide pool of water. So
I can't stop wondering why Europe is so stingy in the healthcare. Only 7% of people got access to health. I think is vital. The only European citizen, no matter where you come from, the power of rich people. 70% of people is too low. But my opinion, anyway.
okay. Yeah. We will see what will happen after. Yes. So there will be 4 calls under Interreg next Met. The first is the standard call. The second is the green transition. The third is the capitalization, and the fourth is the consolidated. And the consolidated has the smallest budget, only 5%, while the capitalization is 15%. The green transition is 35%, and the standard, it is 45%. Okay, 103 million out of 250 reserved for standard. We have to be ready and follow the information of the European Union through the autonomous region of Sardinia, and to get updated with information on the call, and to be ready to prepare our consortium and to apply within the limited time. So legal entities, you know, the legal entities, let me go through this because this is very important. So public ministries, administrations, central administrations, sector agencies. So regional sector, for example, the Directorate of Agriculture in Argolide, in Laconia, for example, they can participate because they are agencies. Universities, this is very important, and the research. And I would like to recommend shaking the hand of this institution in Athens called CERT, because they are pioneers in water depollution. Really, they are pioneers in water depollution. And some of the participants today, they know about the aquacycle, right? And aquacycle is a pioneer within a priority 4.1. And one of our colleagues from Spain is leading the control and the monitoring with aquacycle. So NGOs, association, SME, private organization, because, you know, we have always to remember the 3 P. So private, public, or public-private partnership, 3 P. So enhancing the partnership between the public and the private. قطاع العام والقطاع. So you don't have to worry about the timetable, because we were supposed to have the first call in 2023, but we are still hoping that by the end of 2023, there will be the first call for standard. But to confess, to admit, there is a delay. But of course, you know, the program will last till 2027. So if, and I'm sure that it will be launched and operational in 2024, we have 24, 25, 26, and one probable extension of 1 year during 27. So this is at a glance the new Interreg. I think that's all. You have to follow this website, Marina, and to share information to partners. And there will be a possibility also to enlarge your consortium, making stock, a good stock of knowledge derived from green building and extending to more use of green energy. So that is all from my end. I hope you could make good listening and good information for the program.
Thank you very much, Father.
Thank you.
I keep also the word resilient and the example that you said about the region of Thessaly and the disasters in Volos. So we have from now on to be proactive.
Yes.
We'll have to do actions prior to the disaster to see what we can do to prevent totally these kind of disasters in every country, either Mediterranean or Mediterranean.
Yeah.
So resilience is the new word that we use, and we'll focus also on this. So let us move on, Professor Stefanidis. Sorry for the misunderstanding previously. He will make the final presentation about the future directions. Not a presentation, like a conversation between us.
And then after Mrs. Family's presentation, we will have the lunch. So please, hold your appetite.
You want me to take the floor one more time, or better Mr. Stemoniaris? He had nice ideas always. And also Riham raised her hand and Dream. So we have many ideas. Dimitri, you may give the mic.
Il émet de l'eau grise, de l'eau noire et des déchets. Green Building, notre projet s'est focalisé sur la réduction de la consommation d'énergie. Je crois qu'il serait très important de migrer vers une autre étape et travailler sur l'eau, le recyclage de l'eau, notamment les eaux grises. On peut les utiliser, on peut faire des systèmes fermés, les utiliser dans tout ce qui est sanitaire, les utiliser dans tout ce qui est irrigation des jardins, etc. Donc, à mon avis, il serait opportun peut-être de penser ensemble à essayer de faire d'autres aspects, pas uniquement l'énergie, mais aussi la construction.
And the idea is about the water, the reuses of water, by some technology use the water, grease water. We have to develop this idea in the green building, because the green building is not only the energy aspect, it's about water and maybe waste, yes, waste, collection of waste and other.
Yes, I would like to express. This is a very good point. It's not only the electricity savings, the lower emission we have, other resources which we could save our planet, help save our planet. As a matter of fact, we are planning for the next period, next governance period, to expand our activities with the conferences and renewable energy solutions in all matters, especially in clean water. Said clean water is a sector in which our region is suffering in some areas. We take this into account seriously. Nowadays, we cannot postpone it for another generation, because that's what the heritage of our people. They just postpone it for future generations. Anyway, I don't know. Last ideas, even repeat.
So tiene que lo publish one of your ideas, and he wants to make an idea to show. As a mechanical engineer, I work very it's useless to refurbish a public building if the users do not respect and be trained to use the building sustainably. It's no use installing photovoltaics, insulate the building, replacing the external insulation with glue, if the users leave the lights open, if the users leave at noon and leave the heat on so that they can find their office warm in the morning. It's no use if the user leaves the cooling on during the night, so he or she can find the office cool in the morning. It's no use if the users bring from their homes thermal devices for their feet that are plugged in for 8 hours straight. I think the most important thing is to educate the users of the buildings. What's important with the green building and what's the main difference from other refurbishments that I have been involved is the training seminar, which is very, very important, so that the users will know how to treat the building. And it's not only how to treat this building,
is if they are trained to shut down the lights when leaving or the fan coils, they will train their children and they will want to do the same at their house. This is what's important, because it's not important even if we refurbish all public buildings in the region of Peloponnese. There are not many. Let's say there are 100, the public buildings that we have the right to refurbish, not the rented ones. It's not important even if we replace all our cars, the cars of the region of Peloponnese, with electric ones. The percentage is very small in comparing that with the whole region. It's important that every house and every car is replaced. It's important that we use the drills, the water drills, with photovoltaics. The agriculture spends the very high amount of agriculture and the water treatment, the waste treatment, but the most important is the public. Every single house, every single child has to be educated, has to know the consequences on the environment, and something else. It's not important. It's important to refurbish a building, but what about the amount of energy spent during the construction? Or what's about the amount of water is wasted during the construction? Or the amount of CO2 emitted in the environment during the construction? We have to set the procurement specifications very strict and accept those contractors who will work for 1 year, let's say, in the building of a big building, of a public building or a private building with sustainability. It's very important. If we could count the amount of CO2 spent during a construction, of a road construction, from the machinery or from a big public building, at the end, we could find that it's the amount of CO2 spent is nearly the amount of CO2 that we want to save from the refurbishment. There have been measurements done. I don't have the clues, but it's very important to educate the public so that every house and every private house can be funded, perhaps, and it is funded by the Greek government, by European funds, to insulate the house, to install the fuel burners with BRBs or heat pumps, and to minimize the energy consumptions in the houses. So the public sector is a good start, and we give the good example to the public, but it's not enough. It's not enough. We need to educate, and I think an educational program, along with the refurbishments, is of great importance as the refurbishment itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Konstantina. Mr. Fifas, if you want to close this event today, afterwards, just prepare for a group photo here with the banner, etc. To have a last photo of the photo.
What can I say? I've been very lucky with being involved in such an interesting project. Mind you, I've been doing some other projects. This area of and I think that we all gained. We all got the experience of presentation, pictures in our mind. Apart from the fact that we met very, very interesting people and very lovely people, if I may say. And I hope that we will carry on in the future for this adventure. because I call these projects adventures. For me, that's how I feel. It's a good adventure. Let's start about expressing my gratitude to all of you for the cooperation and alliance. First of all, may I say that I would like to thank Mr. Vanilli's team, Marina, and without their help, the support, persistence, etc., etc., they have managed to push us all together to achieve these results. I also want to thank the universities, the University of Western Macedonia, Bulgaris, this support for the study. The technical people of the technical department of Laconia, without this project would not be installed. The procurement department would sorry, I speak too loud. Okay, the procurement department is the Alexandros. The technical department with the head on this project, Leonidas Lidias, who is the silent man over there with the glasses, with doing research. I'm sorry, I had to reveal you, Leonidas, and all his associates, engineers. Not only their present, but actual work. I mean, they were editing the diploma, the studies, and all that. All these obstacles. Mind you, we had to go through this project during the COVID during the economic crisis, the materials. And that's why I think it's an achievement, not just that's how I thought of the beginning that it's an adventure. Each of one of you of each state. So I would like to thank the people from Jordan, people from the University of Jordan, people from the Egypt municipality, Para municipality, German flag at the back. Also the technical of State and I'd like to express also my gratitude for your hospitality in all of these campaigns and all the effort to show us everything down there. I was very pleased to know how you work on this matter. This cooperation between universities and institutions and development which we make. This is so strange for us. Very, very productive. At the same time. Did I miss anybody? And basically, the municipality of Baby, of course. And, what else? I don't have any questions. My appreciation from our side. Okay. And not only have to be frank, not only the region, the present administration, but also the previous administration, because this is when the whole concept started. When the cooperation of Mr. Timoyai from Pagani and Mr. Constant from Pilpa. So all the regional authorities that have in this continuation. We don't have a stoppage beginning from one to another. Like the new one is going to come, it's going to carry on the process. Correct? Okay, let's have a picture. Please come and stand on the front here, and then we'll have having lunch. Virtually.